Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me in today's exciting topic, narcissistic chaos. Sooner or later, most of us will have the unfortunate experience of dealing with a narcissist. And the narcissist could be a family member, friend, romantic partner, coworker, or stranger. Narcissists are dangerous, toxic people who not only cause chaos in the relationships, but also live a life of chaos themselves. And the sad truth is that the narcissists think they're clever in deceiving others, but what they don't realize are the negative consequences they will foolishly suffer themselves too. When they intentionally devalue and cause enormous suffering, trauma, and chaos in people's lives, little do they know that the damage and negative consequences will ricochet back to their own lives. This balancing of energy is called karma. They don't get a free pass when they leave their victims writhing in emotional pain or when their victims choose to leave them. On the contrary, make no mistake, karma is real and no one escapes it, not even a narcissist. There's a lot of information about the horrific aftermath of dealing with a narcissist, but not a lot of information about how the narcissists themselves are negatively affected. Today, I want to bring awareness to the narcissists of all the chaos they create, how that also negatively impacts them, and a positive solution for them to get help to heal and recover from the personality disorder. Most professionals in the psychiatric field will agree that narcissists rarely change due to their own self-aggrandizing nature. And while this may be true, I believe it's still worth sharing wisdom with them, even though most will disregard it, because after all, they know it all, right? So all kidding aside, here is my message to the narcissist. The chaos that you bring to others is paid a heavy price for your own lack of peace. You lie awake at night because you're constantly living in fear, insecurity, jealousy, and hypervigilance. When you're too busy defending your own point of view and reacting like you're in a war zone, you have brought unnecessary chaos into your own life. The irony is you think the battle is with the world when the battle is within your own mind. You sorely lack empathy when you choose to dismiss others' feelings and needs because you view everyone as inferior and a major threat to your fragile ego. The thought of letting your guard down and embracing your emotions that you have stuffed deep within your heart is too painful to think about. So instead, you deflect and numb your own pain by inflicting it onto others for pure sick entertainment. Feeling superior and dominating others is your delusional definition of happiness. When you spend your time lying, manipulating, and trying to control others, your mind is not at rest. You fear transparency, so you continually wear a mask to hide your insecurity, jealousy, and self-hatred. Your lies eventually catch up with you because your mind is compromised to the point where you cannot keep up with all the lies to all the people you have deceived. When confronted with your lie, you go into the attack mode to viciously defend what you conveniently don't remember saying. When creating drama and character assassination fails, you resort to silent treatment to avoid confrontation. What you don't realize is when you avoid confrontation, people will then begin avoiding you. You keep striving to prove to the world how great you are by bragging about your wealth and what you have accumulated, what title you have added to your name. And yet the only people who care to be in your spotlight are the narcissistic people around you that are truly your competitors, who are also vying for the world's attention. You mistakenly refer to them as your admirers and friends, when in fact you are all birds of a feather, competing for control on the world stage. It's a wake-up call for you when your so-called admirers and friends happen to devalue and discard you before you do it to them. Remember, likes attract likes. Let that statement sink in. And your victims? Well, contrary to your paranoid mind, your victims aren't your pawns or slaves. They were naive people who genuinely cared, believed in your potential, and tried to love you anyway. And you? You view them as weak individuals with hearts to be toyed with, and then disposed of when you're ready to secure new victims to your narcissistic supply. Their pure love is a foreign concept to your deprived evil natures, so you fear what you don't understand. Your mind can only comprehend competition, greed, and hate. Deep down, you are insecure and jealous of people who you perceive are wealthier, more attractive, and have a better life than you. In your mind, they are your adversaries to conquer, and so your jealousy quickly turns into hate when you cannot control them. Being vulnerable is too risky for your well-crafted false self, and that is what keeps your mind locked in a state of perpetual turmoil. Having empathy is not on your radar because it would require being vulnerable. You have no empathy because vulnerability leads to empathy, which you view as the ultimate weakness to only be preyed upon. You are fooling yourself if you think cold, cruel, and heartless. You are fooling yourself if you think being cold, cruel, and heartless towards others is emotional regulation, when in actuality, it's emotionless regulation. Let me say this again. You are fooling yourself if you think being cold, cruel, and heartless towards others is emotional regulation, when in actuality, it is emotionless regulation. Let me be clear. Control is the regulation of others, whereas peace is emotional regulation. You invest your time in controlling others and feel a false sense of security. What you don't realize is when you must maximize your own ego to minimize the value of others, you are forfeiting your own peace and happiness. Stop chasing happiness from outside of yourself. Heal your mind, learn self-love, and find happiness from within. As you look back fondly on the trail of broken hearts and lives you have destroyed temporarily, realize they will never return for more of your abuse. Rather, they will heal and then thank you for being their greatest teacher of self-love. Towards the end of your life, when you have run out of narcissistic supply and your karma is completed, maybe then and only then may you decide to swallow your pride. Be ready to face your shadow self and consider repenting so your soul can rest in peace. And maybe, just maybe, someday, as you sit in solitude and loneliness, you will seek counseling to heal. For it is in the healing is when you will finally understand yourself, so that you will seek to understand others. And only then will you quiet the narcissistic chaos in your mind. Okay? So I hope this brings some kind of relief or closure for all of you who have been, who have been hurt by a narcissist and are healing from one. And for you narcissists out there, I hope this is a reality check for you and a wake-up call. Life's just too short to be miserable and to make other lives miserable as well. There's no gain in that. And as I said earlier, karma is real. So with sincere hope, I do wish that you narcissists do seek help eventually. Because as long as you continue the path that you're on, you will not find peace of mind at all. So anyway, folks, I hope you found this video very helpful and interesting. If you do, please click like and click share. Feel free to share it with others. If you have any comments or questions, please put them below in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can be posted on all my upcoming videos. Okay? And again, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.